出吗？龙？
可以出有没有可以出这边的？
Zero cannot. Yeah. What bit?
Sorry, should have better tires. So better slip and slide too much.
How's your bike so far?
This week was fun. Obviously, it'd be nicer to have cross tires.
Yeah, I need better tires.
It's always the case. But so far, this one will be definitely much better to
Gravel?
yeah. It's not a advantage. It can be done. But probably not on these tires.
Careful.
There's no more vegetation.
Next one, 5 left. How's it been?
Good, man.
Zero don't have photo.
All the way up. To the left or straight? Okay.
Good luck.
Oh, cannot.
Damn!
The motor really power.
Our engine run out of battery already.
Yeah.
Otherwise the tires are already all kicked up.
So, good morning everybody, and welcome to a small video that we're making in regards to this very nice looking e-bike we have here. And with us right now we have Vijay from Specialized Singapore, yeah, correct? And we are at Specialized Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. I got a question for you. So what e-bikes do we have right now here? What model?
So what you're looking at here is the latest and the greatest. This is what we call the S-Works Turbo Creo SL. We just dropped this recently on the first rest day during the Tour de France, July 16.
Okay.
So very interesting piece of technology here.
I got a question because I saw your tagline and it's very catchy. It says, it's you, only faster.
Yes. That's the turbo promise, right? So I think one of the things that we did as a company, and we've been doing bikes for 45 years now, right? And what we intend to do is always, or what we want to do is always inspire riders to go out and ride, enjoy their rides, have a different experience. So our promise for the turbo category, it's you only faster, just basically adds on to that mantra, right?
Okay.
So it's almost like you having superhero legs. Imagine all of us have Sagan's legs with us and climbing and riding, or Contador's legs, or or Julian Alaphilippe legs. So yes, that's the whole idea. Whether it's you are riding mountain bikes, active bikes, or road bikes.
Okay, now for viewers, because we had this introduction we did yesterday, definitely recommend to, I think, to a broader audience, I would say.
Yes.
Anybody who has a interest in like
bikes. If you want to ride bikes, I mean, there are push bikes, there are e-bikes, and I think where we're going with this, and for the Creo SL, we are calling it, it's a whole new sport. And I mean, you know why this morning, what we did, the little gravelly climb, and yeah, it was just so much more fun.
We've seen videos about gravel bikes in YouTube or in TV, right? But having to see an actual road bike doing crazy ride in the gravel that we had with the rest of the Specialized team, firsthand I think that's crazy. I mean, you never expect a road bike to be doing that kind of.
And finally enough, as we were riding this morning, right, we were saying that we were hoping that the conditions weren't too muddy because we only have a 28C tire, but the beautiful thing is if we swap this out with our gravel tires after 42C, this would definitely be a lot quicker and even more nimble going up.
Of course, of course, I can imagine. I mean, having to have pedal assist really makes a difference in terms of riding. Sure. I think you know for a fact because you went through the trail earlier this morning.
We had some steep sections there. It was
yeah,
pretty cool.
I mean, we would like to chase you and we couldn't. Next question. What kind of technology do we have on this Creo SL?
So we've been doing the turbo category for about 10 years now. We first dropped our very first turbo actually. It was an active bike and it was a hub-driven motor. That was in 2012, and ever since then we've really been learning. Right? And then the second major category that we went into was mountain bikes. That was 2015, I would say. We are in our second generation of the Levos right now, which is the e-mountain bikes. And again, continuing to learn how riders are using these bikes, where they're going, how they're taking them, what kind of power consumption, battery range. And we realized like, what is it that we could offer for e-road? And so one of the key things is that we at Specialized like to be very sure that anything that we put out there creates and performs for the rider. Right? It gives them a performance benefit as well. And a lot of motor makers out there wasn't exactly up to par yet. So we decided to work with someone else who we know that if we pushed them and continue to innovate together with them, that they would be able to provide us with a platform, also known as the new SL 1.1 motor or the SL system. Something that provides us the perfect combination of ride quality, power, delivery, efficiency in motor, at the same time with a low weight chassis as well.
So it's capped at 25 kilometers per hour,
Correct.
right?
In our regions, it's at 25 kilometers per hour. That's what the speed limit is. So the motor doesn't feel like it goes like that, but it naturally cuts off. And the cool thing with this bike is that you don't really feel that. You still feel like you're riding a regular road bike. You don't feel that sudden loss in momentum. We are definitely talking to bodies for sure. Whether or not they are trail builders, whether or not they are the urban developers and whatnot. It's definitely a work in progress. Right? We want to be able to get people to ride bikes. Of course, everybody would like to ride a bike that's 45 kilometers per hour.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we don't want to forget that at the core of it, it's still riding a bicycle. Right? It's enjoying yourself, going out there. It's not trying to smash someone's record all the time. That happens when two people go side by side. It generally happens, but for what it is today and the connectivity, the performance that it's able to put out, this I would say is really the most technologically advanced bike at this point. So yes.
Indeed. Can you explain to us about the motor?
Sure.
What type of watts does it produce?
So the motor, also known as the SL 1.1 motor, this is the new motor that we talked about that we've been researching through data, understanding how power delivery should be optimized for riders. This now actually puts out a max of 240 watts.
240 watts.
So in layman term speak, what we would say is that every pedal stroke that you put down, it provides you 2 times back. Right? So it gives you 2 times of you in that sense.
Okay, so that is basically adjustable through the settings.
So right up there where you're pointing, it's the TCU or the brain of the unit. That also connects to your phone via an app. Right? And the cool thing about this app, also known as the mission control, is that while the max amount of support is 240 watts, say if you're doing a longer ride, right, and you want to be able to save that battery power and you want to train, you don't really want to maximize that full usage, you can tune that in the app itself.
Yeah, I was very surprised because yesterday when we were playing around with the mission control, I thought that it was very easy to use. The next question is, can you talk about the battery and what range can we expect from a...
Sure. So as is, you see a little nice bottle looking thing here, but the internal battery is actually housed within the W. So that's again another very interesting and really from where we are as a California design Swiss engineered company, right, to create the integration so that in terms of weight, handling of the bike is also well looked after. Right? The internal battery holds up to 320 watt hours. The external battery provides you half of it, so it's 160 watts. Now, as for range, most people have been asking us, so what kind of range can we get? Range is kind of dependent sometimes because of terrain, weather, weight of rider, high pressure, right? So there's quite a few variables. On our Specialized website, there's actually a calculator that gives you a generalized idea. But the easiest way to put it, if you are eco mode, so like eco, trail, or sport in this case, turbo mode, in eco mode, both the batteries added together will give you about 190 kilometers. So 130 coming from the internal battery, and 65 coming from the external battery.
Okay.
And the cool thing is, if you were to fly around like I did from Singapore to here, I have to remove the internal battery.
Okay.
Because this is too big a capacity to actually fly with. However, the range extender is perfect. It's 160 watt hours, and most airlines generally allow you to carry up to 2 and carry onto the plane. So, you know, that gives me still up to 130 kilometers, and it's just how I'm using it and where I'm planting my range extenders as I'm going from point to point. Right? So that's going to be a cool ride. Right. The only thing that we would generally tell our customers, because this is an e-road bike, people tend to think that you need to mash right, or run at a lower cadence so that if you're delivering power, it gives you more power. It doesn't work that way. The motor efficiency is best when you are very smooth in terms of your spinning, and the best way to do that is run a slightly lighter gear ratio and just go up to what you would naturally ride, which is about 85 to 95 RPM. Right? And for some riders who actually go above that, the cool thing about this new 1.1 motor is that it provides even more efficiency going upwards, right? And torque, the general torque of the motor actually drops. Right? So it feels just like you're pushing a regular push.
Yeah, well, we also discussed about this yesterday in terms of like what kind of setup do you want for based on your pedaling power. So if you are on a turbo mode, so you can basically adjust your how much power do you need the motor to give you, and also how much pedaling power do you. You mentioned yesterday there was one story that you basically borrowed these S-Works to some of the Tour de France people. And
so yes, when we launched it on July 16th with Bora and Quickstep, right? They were super they were just surprised like how fast this thing was going. It was their rest day. Clearly, you know, with us being in the yellow, there was a lot of immense pressure. But this bike, when we put it under the legs of Julian out of heat, he was just smiling. Like that's the trademark turbo smile, right? Smile that we all have when we take that first pedal stroke. And apparently, he rode so much that he didn't want to come back on that bike. Wanted to use that bike for the rest of the day. So, you know, for us, it was a big win, and it was very nice to see that our pro riders, you know, were also like accepting a whole idea of something really new.
In the future, would you have like tournaments for e-bikes?
So it's pretty interesting. Right now, just a month and a half ago, UCI just ran the first inaugural e-mountain bike World Championships in Mont Saint Anne. And we actually came in first. So pretty cool. Yeah, there were some very basic numbers there that we got out of it. Like we knew that motors need to be kept to 250 watts maximum. You could run whatever battery size you wanted that basically fit into your platform. And more motors were kept to 25 kilometers per hour. So Alan Hadley from South Africa, he was the under-23 representative. He won the race. And the interesting thing was he actually had 55% battery left over. Moving around Southeast Asia with this bike, talked to some of the retailers and riders, and they've been testing it. Yes, predominantly we've been trying to crack open some of the KOMs.
Okay, wow.
And they have, interestingly enough.
Nice.
They've been climbing either the top 10 or top 5s. Very quietly, yes, we've all deleted those records. But I don't think it's just about climbing. I think it's the idea that, so interesting story that I've probably dropped in terms of fitness quite a bit now since I've started. I'm not riding as much. But with this, I realized that if I were to do a certain lap that included a certain climb, maybe a rolling setup, I could actually do more now. And I could train in such a way that while I have support, I could limit that support. So it becomes sort of a training tool for me. That would probably be my personal opinion, but for other people, it would be more like, it could be the climb that they had never actually done, were able to do before, right? To actually crest over there and see what's over that climb. And then when they go downhill from there, it's like, oh shit, it's a whole new area that I've not looked at. It's like when we were kids, right? Your mom always said, hey, don't just go to that traffic light, then turn around. But you're always like itching to know more.
Exactly.
Right? Like, hey, I want to go past the traffic.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then when you get this really cool bike that gets you there really fast, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go past, and my mom won't know, and then I'll turn around somewhere else and come back. So it's kind of that curiosity and that whole ideology of just getting out there to experience a whole new sport. And that's where we we want to see people just take this to the next levels.
Okay, so if you have any questions in regards to e-bikes, you might want to come over to Metro Town to specialize headquarters here in KK. So meet up with Ethan or with any of the guys, and hopefully you'll learn more about the e-bikes in the coming months. Right, thank you, and Vijay, safe trip back to Singapore, and we hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. Definitely come back and do another big ride.
Yeah, let's
go to gravel one again.
Yeah, well, maybe we can do a night ride
and then finish off there, do some road, just keep riding.
There you go, guys. So keep in touch. Alright, see you. Bye bye.